So any YouTuber with over 1,000 subscribers can start doing community polls and announcements. I discovered it about 2 months ago, and I've been having a blast with it ever since. Let's get right into it. So, yeah, I just wanted to say welcome or welcome back to my channel. When I first started doing these polls, I didn't even know if anyone would respond, and I didn't know what to make a poll about, so this was my first one. What's your favorite collectible? Mine is probably sports cards at the moment, but a lot of people had like albums and knives and stuff like that. And so I went on to the best Quentin Tarantino movie. Pulp Fiction won, but my favorite movie of all time is Kill Bill Volume 2. So that's what I would have chosen. Best metal band, Metallica won easily. That's who I would have picked. I threw Britney Spears on there just to be a dork. I should have put Megadeth, but oh well. Favorite Metallica album? Let's see. Mine is And Justice for All, but Master of Puppets won, which is understandable. The next one was, do you make YouTube videos? Just trying to get to know my audience a little, like what their favorite sport is. Mine would be basketball. Favorite member of Metallica, James Hetfield clearly won. That's who I would have picked also. Lars didn't get much love. I don't know why, he's a cool guy. Let's see, who's the greatest of all time? I'd say Michael Jordan, and so does everyone else. So it's just a little picture I put up of James flipping off a 11-year-old fan. Telling everyone I appreciate them taking part in the polls. Who's the best rapper of all time? I would say Eminem also. Humpty Hump just died a couple days ago. Rest in peace. Who's your favorite band? Mine is Oasis. Little milestone, 1.5 million views. So from this list, who was the best guitar player? Eddie Van Halen won. I would say John Petrucci from Dream Theater, but that's just my opinion. Best rap group, NWA won. Yeah, I think that's who I would pick also. Moving on. What was the last concert you went to? Mine was Lars Frederiksen of Rancid. What was your favorite decade for music? The 80s won. I would have picked the 90s. It's the best social media platform. YouTube won. I would pick YouTube. Are you excited to see Coming to America? Not really. I only watched half of it and it wasn't that good. Who's the best comedian? Dave Chappelle won. I would have picked Chris Rock. I think he's the funniest, but that's, again, just my opinion. He is amazing, though. Now we're getting serious. Who's your favorite metal singer? James Hetfield won. I have a lot of Metallica fans who are subscribers. I would pick Rob Halford. Favorite metal singer volume 2. Ozzy won. Yeah, I'd probably go with him in this one. Ozzy. Best comedian volume 2. Bill Burr won. I would have picked Andrew Dice Clay. Best guitar player volume 2. Kirk Hammett won. Yeah, that's who I would have picked. Do you have any tattoos? Most of you don't, which is kind of weird. I have 68 tattoos. Favorite 90s alternative band? I would have picked Nirvana also out of these choices. Volume 2 for 90s alternative. Rage Against the Machine 1. I would have picked Foo Fighters. I discovered people don't like typing out answers, so I stopped kind of doing that. I was just having fun with the best country artist, Garth Brooks and Garth Brooks, because I don't really know much about country. But I love Garth Brooks. Volume 3 for 90s alternative, Tool 1. I would easily pick Oasis, because they are my favorite band of all time. Beatles or Stones? Pick one. Beatles 1. That's who I would pick. Tough one. Best hard rock band. Let's see. Yeah, Led Zeppelin 1. I would have picked them. Volume 2 for hard rock. Queen 1. A lot of people were saying they weren't hard rock, but yeah, I would have picked Queen too. Best band ever. Metallica 1. I would pick Led Zeppelin out of these choices, even though Oasis is my favorite, like I've already established. Favorite female singer? Stevie Nicks 1. I really like Ann Wilson. Her voice is amazing. I love Heart, so I would have picked Ann Wilson. Do you have kids? Most don't. I have 2. Favorite drummer? Dave Grohl 1. I would have picked John Bonham from Led Zeppelin. That's a tough one though. Oof. Favorite bass player? Cliff Burton 1. I would have picked Peter Hook. Favorite drummer? Volume 2. Lars 1. Yeah, I'd probably pick Lars out of that list. Just trying to get people to watch some of my older videos. What do you prefer, Android or iOS? I love Android also, and that's what won. Are you alive? Said in James Hetfield's loud concert voice. Least favorite Metallica album? This was controversial because technically Lulu isn't a Metallica release, even though they did play on it, but you know. So I would have picked Saint Anger. A lot of people got bent out of shape about Lulu being on the list. Next is the most overrated band or artist of all time. I would have picked Bob Dylan, even though Coldplay won. And I actually like Coldplay. I think it's the first couple albums. Trying to get more videos watched. Have you ever been to a Metallica concert? Sadly, most of you haven't. I've seen them 6 times. Your favorite music genre? I think rock won. That's what I would have picked. So wanted to pick the big 4, quote unquote, thrash bands. Metallica won. That's who I would have picked. Have you ever caught a guitar pick at a concert? Most haven't. I have 50 of them from concerts. Then I was wondering if people have heard of the band Fight from Rob Halford. Sadly, most haven't. Trust me, it'll change your life if you listen to that album. It's that good. Okay, thrash metal won out of a favorite metal genre. I would have just picked heavy metal. If you could resurrect one of these, let's see, Kurt Cobain won. I would have picked John Lennon. Another Resurrection, Cliff Burton won. And I'd pick Freddie Mercury. Best hair metal band. It's arguable whether Motley Crue's hair metal, but that's who I would have picked. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a joke, but who deserves to be in it the most? Said Iron Maiden. I would have picked Motley Crue. No, I would have picked Judas Priest, actually. Most annoying song of all time. Let's see. Happy by Pharrell Williams. That's what I would have. Nah. Moves Like Jagger is really, really bad too. I would have picked Moves Like Jagger. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about how awful that song is. Now I had to go to a volume 2 of the most annoying song. WAP by Cardi B won. I would have picked The Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. It's so bad. And if you could only pick one band to stop making music forever, I just wanted to put Finger Death Punch on there because I don't like them. Funniest band, Tenacious D won. I would have probably picked Steel Panther. And I should have put Ween on the list too, but I wanted to know how old some of you guys were. I'm in my 40s. Most of you were teens. Weird. Favorite Metallica song that Metallica's covered? Whiskey in the Jar one. I really like Turn the Page out of these ones. Where do you live? Most are in North or South America. The most talented member of the 27 Club, musicians who died at age 27. You picked Jimi Hendrix. I would have said Kurt Cobain because I'm a big Kurt Cobain fan. Sorry. Choose one, Blur or Oasis. They had that big rivalry in the 90s. I love Oasis. They should have won, which they did. Picking one, Priest or Maiden. Maiden won. I would have picked Priest. Do you own any physical gold or silver? Most don't. Just trying to get to know my audience. Best brothers bands. This was a good one. Pantera won this one. Out of these ones, I would have picked AC/DC. Volume 2 for brothers. Oasis won. That's who I would have picked, obviously. Volume 3 for brothers. Sepultura won. That's who I would have picked. And Volume 4 for brothers. Let's see. Dire Straits won. I would have picked the Beach Boys out of those choices. And the last one, Jackson 5 won. Yeah, that's who I would have picked in the brothers category. Just wanted to say thank you for participating in these polls. They're a lot of fun. Best concept album. The Wall won. I would have picked Operation Mindcrime by Queensryche. It's 100% amazing. So, Lars went on the Howard Stern show last year to settle the debate on who's the best drummer. John Bonham won. Do you believe in cryptocurrency? Most don't. I kind of do. What's your opinion of Radiohead? So I personally only loved their first 3 albums. Anything after that, to me, is unlistenable. But again, just my opinion. Do you believe in God? Most do. I know that's kind of flawed because if I'll see you in hell, that means there has to be a God if there's a devil. But anyway, do you believe in Metallica? I was just messing around. Best older, quote unquote, punk band. The Ramones won. I would have picked the Ramones. Do you consider Nirvana to be a punk band or alternative? Alternative won. Best 90s pop punk band. Green Day won. I would have picked Rancid because I love them so much. And my band names that I was gonna name a band if I was in one. Rectum one. I like the Wife Beaters personally. Most underrated guitar player. So Lindsey Buckingham won. And yeah, that's who I would have picked also. And that's it for the polls so far after 2 months. If you've taken the time to participate in them, thank you so much. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you next time.